All right, everybody, welcome back to the Overwatch Collective podcast. This is Greg, season 9, episode 19. I'm here with Freddie out in Long Island, New York. Freddie, how we doing, brother?
Doing good. How are you?
I am absolutely fantastic, and I love having people on with awesome accents. I absolutely love it. So I'm excited for this one. The accents always bring something a little different,
Yeah.
and and all that. So excited for this one. Another military episode, and then we'll be getting into some hockey stuff too, and probably throwing some Happy Gilmore jokes in there.
Yeah.
Really quick, first, I'm going to mention our podcast sponsor, Brain Performance Technologies, specialty mental health clinic that treats patients with transcranial magnetic stimulation. TMS delivers electrical pulses to specific areas on the scalp to alter brainwave activity and treat various conditions, including depression, TBI, post traumatic stress disorder, anxiety, ADHD, OCD, and addiction disorders. TMS is drug free, non invasive, and improves brainwave function. Improvements include better sleep, better mood, and bigger gains in improved mental health. Brain Performance Technologies offers different TMS protocols, including RTMS, MERT, and its newest treatment, SAINT, Stanford Accelerated Intelligent Neuromodulation Therapy. BBT is an authorized TRICARE provider and can assist with insurance authorization for TRICARE patients. Learn more at www.onebbt.com. So go check them out. Big for our military community. Obviously, with better sleep comes getting into the gym more, being able to work on yourself more. And then I'll mention Clyde, active firefighter in California, Rust and Iron Clothing Company. Percentage of the proceeds from their merchandise sales get donated to the Overwatch Collective to continue to fund therapy sessions. As of November 23rd, we're at $526,000 spent on therapy costs for our first responder military community. 282 people have gone through us, and then we've either fully covered or financially assisted 2,998 therapy sessions. And then so far, we've sent 8 people to a West Coast post-trauma retreat in California where we cover 50% of the cost, which is $2,750, which is a combined value of over $15,000 we've spent on sending people in our military and first responder community to inpatient retreats. Yeah, so that's a quick admin stuff, the stats, everything, the rundown. That's enough of me talking. Freddie, take it away. Give us a quick introduction of yourself, and I'm happy to have you on.
All right. Thank you so much for having me, Greg. My name is Freddie. I'm from Long Island, New York, on the South Shore. We're pretty much right in the middle of the island. Um, I enlisted in the United States Army 20 years ago. I went in 2005. I did OSIT training over at Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri, and after that, I went over to Fort Lewis, Washington, where I was assigned to the 571st Military Police Company. When I got there, they already had deployment orders, so I did a very short stint of road work over there as an MP, and then we were getting ready to deploy. So our company motto when I arrived there was any mission anywhere for 571st, and out of all the things that I've forgotten over the years, from my military background and training and stuff, I never forgot that saying, and I brought that with me forever, and it became the name of our brand.
Love it. Sweet.
Yeah.
And how long were you deployed for, and where'd you go?
We deployed. I was part of OIF 6 to 8, so we deployed at the end of 2006, and then we got home right at the beginning of 2008. I think we got home January or February. It was a 15-month deployment. Our original orders were 12 months, and we had already been notified that we were most likely going to get extended. So we got the orders while we were over there, and it wasn't a big deal because we were expecting it, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I had it was 2 week leave. I got to come home in the middle of it, and then I got a 4 day or an hour over at Qatar.
Okay.
So I got to do a little traveling while I was over there.
Sweet.
And yeah. And I still don't know how to pronounce it. I don't know if it's Bakuba or Bakuba, but that's where I was when I was over there. It was I was out of Fob Warhorse.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce it either, so
Yeah.
it's one or the other.
I can't remember. But yeah.
Sweet, sweet. And yeah, that's a long deployment, man. I did a 6-month deployment overseas in the Marine Corps, and that felt like a long time. So 15 months, and my dad was in the army and deployed for like 14 months when my brother and I were younger, and I was like, damn, army does some long deployments.
Yeah. Thank you both for your service.
Yeah, no, likewise, man. Likewise. So, obviously, you get out of the military. I know you mentioned before recording you did 3 years, got injured,
Yes.
got out, and I know you had goals to join the New York Police Department, and then because of the medical, you could not. And then you transitioned into hockey, the company, everything. So let's focus on that now. So done with the military service. Unfortunately, cannot be a police officer, which blessing in disguise, in my opinion, as a fellow or as a police officer.
Yeah.
And then you start the company. So walk us through that.
Yeah, so there's were many years in between this. But my military service was cut short. The enlistment period for military police, well, for that MOS was 5 years active, and I got out three after 3 years and 1 month because I arrived home after my deployment, and we started doing PT again, and we were out running on the tank trail, by our barracks, and my knee locked up. So that was that was the beginning of the end for my service, and I tore the cartilage in my left knee, so I was medically discharged, and yeah, that pretty much ended my hopes of going out for the NYPD. I wanted to follow in my uncle's footsteps, who just recently retired as a lieutenant. That's what I wanted to do. I remember I was a kid, and
Mm.
my grandma was watching us, and I would watch him getting up in the morning going to the academy. I was a little kid, a long time ago, but I was like, I'm gonna do that when I get older.
Yeah. Well, at least you got the military experience in there, the military police, and like I said, blessing in disguise. Maybe it was everything happened for the right reason.
Yeah, everything does happen for a reason. You're right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So talk to us about any mission anywhere, when it started, why you started it, and give us the full
Yeah.
background.
So it actually started right here in this room. It was a talk that me and my wife had in the kitchen. I've never been one to sit still. I feel guilty if I'm not doing something. So if I'm not working or I'm not spending time with my family, it's like, what am I going to do? And I wanted to do something that was selfless. It was, in short, like a continuation of service where we can reintegrate with the community and do something powerful, like almost like a movement kind of. And like I missed that. Like what I missed most about the service was the structure. Like I worked so well, under structure and the camaraderie of your guys. So we wanted to build something where we can kind of like emulate that. And clothing brand was nothing that we considered. We had no plans. We just wanted to do something. So after I was doing some brainstorming, and it just hit me. I called my wife up when I was at work, and I was like, "Any mission anywhere." That's what I'm going to call it. I don't know what we're doing yet, but we're going to call it any mission anywhere because that was the most powerful phrase that I took home with me from my time in service, and it could be it can mean a lot of things to anybody, and wherever you come from and your story. But for us, it was a motto that signifies your readiness, both physically and mentally. It's your ability to perform in any situation, in any circumstances. So to us, that meant if you were able to do a job in a stressful environment where the conditions were not ideal and have repeatable results, you're mission ready. So that's the foundation of the brand that we built it. And then we decided to get into a clothing brand. So I started from scratch. I didn't know what I was doing. I had to learn how to build a website. I had to learn how to do graphic design, and I'm still learning.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But we designed our logo, and our logo is probably one of like the things that I'm super proud of because it's so simple, but it captures our brand name, Any Mission Anywhere. If you actually look at it, it's an M with a hockey stick through it, and you have AMA in the logo, and then it also has our brand tagline, which is American Made Hockey Apparel. So it means two things in one logo. It basically it speaks out loud like everything that we're about, and it's so simple. And it took a long time for me to make that too.
Yeah.
Um,
I like the logo. I saw it and I was like, I didn't see the hockey stick in there. I didn't notice that part. I missed it, but
Yeah,
I was like, oh damn, okay, I see the AMA, everything. That's cool.
yeah, we just updated it too. Like I actually leaned it a little bit forward, and we did that because I wanted to push like the forward movement of the brands and our persistence in driving forward with everything that we're going to be doing over the next year. Um, so our campaign slogan going into 2026 is motion redefined, and that's how we just moved the logo a little bit. So it's the same logo, but it has a dramatic story behind it, because it's telling the story of what we're doing is we're bringing American manufacturing back, entirely in our product line. So there's a lot of options out there. You can go and shop from a lot of different hockey brands, but there's only one that's veteran owned. Everything is made in America, and we give back from day one. And as we were building this, when everything slowly started coming together, my cousin works for the Islanders, and we were at a family barbecue, and he was like, you got to check out the Long Island Warriors. It's a veteran hockey program." He goes, "You guys should work together." And I was like, I'm gonna reach out to them. So I went home and I reached out to them that night, and they got back to me, and we ended up doing a collaboration together. And it's one of our best sellers, the Play Like a Warrior line, and that was built, you know, with a through a veteran collaboration.
Awesome.
So we were able to work with a veteran nonprofit hockey club and give back. And then we also hooked up with two first responder nonprofit hockey clubs over here on Long Island, the Suffolk County Firefighters and the Suffolk County Sheriff's Office. And we did some cool charity events with them. So it was like really cool that to see everything coming together, where we were able to pursue this and work in the hockey community with veterans and first responders, giving back while enjoying hockey. It was really cool.
Awesome. Yeah, that's a sweet, sweet mission, and to give back specifically to the to the military and first responder community is it's awesome because it brings people together. The collabs are so cool, working together, and obviously the veteran owned business and everything made in America, like what more can you ask for, So
Yeah.
I absolutely love it. And that's why like when we got connected, I was like, all right, like we can get behind this. We got to do something. And so what does 2026 look like? What do you guys have in the works?
So right now we're quiet on social media because we are working behind the scenes, but our two biggest things that right now that we're working on is we're expanding the leadership of the brand so that we can basically I want to build a war room and have a group of people that we're going to build this thing and push it. And we're going to bring camaraderie into here, into the brand. We're going to it's going to stay 100% veteran owned. So it's not easy to do this, but we're making it happen. And the after that, we are pushing really hard to build our American supply chain. So we're making a really big push this year. We have through some of our suppliers, there's some imported yarn in there. Everything is done here in the United States, but they bring some yarn in, and I am not going to stop until that's all gone. So I'm hoping by the end of 2026, whatever, you're looking at 100% American supply chain, clothing brand for the hockey community, and
Awesome.
then possibly branching out after that.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Cool. And then I know we mentioned that you brought up actually a charity event for the Overwatch Collective. What
Yes.
what would that kind of look like? Like now that we have a chance to talk about it, what would that kind of look like, and how can people
So,
keep up to date with it?
so the really cool thing about working here with our like nonprofit communities is we can schedule hockey games and have veteran and first responder teams play each other, and they'll pick a cause.
Mm,
And I would love to do that, and where we can do one for the Overwatch Collective and bring everybody together, and then they'll get sponsors on board, and then it's going to get press and media because they love when they do the hockey games here on Long Island. So
awesome.
yeah, And then we also want to work with you guys exclusively going down the road um, for donating to veterans and first responders because I love the cause. I love it, and it's so important to have those resources for veterans and first responders. Not everybody knows about these things. Not everybody wants to talk about it, and it's better that we just talk about it and be open about it so that when somebody needs something, they don't feel like they have to hide. They can just come out and say like, I need some help, and that's what the community is about. We're building a community um, with off of good culture.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
no, definitely appreciate the support. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully, when that does get scheduled, hopefully my wife and I will be able to make a trip out and uh,
yeah,
come watch. She actually used to play hockey growing up.
really,
Yeah, yeah. She grew up in Louisiana, used to play hockey, and she was the only girl on the team, and they actually still made her wear a cup, and she
yeah,
tells that story all the time. So damn funny. But yeah, that'd be cool to come up and do that. And yeah, like what you said, man, it's so important, right? Like, a veteran yourself, like everybody listening to this knows it's so difficult to trust your military unit, trust your chain of command, trust your police, fire department with mental health resources. And then a lot of the time they contract with therapists that aren't the best and they're kind of the cheapest because it all funds around money. Um, and then so like for us, what we've been doing and what we've essentially created, which we didn't know would get to this point, um, was having culturally competent therapists who are vetted by us across the country. And then we make it super easy for anybody to reach out and get connected to our therapist. And then we fund 100% of the cost for the first 3 sessions and then drop into our tiered system. So it really allows the, the veteran or first responder the ability to quickly and easily find a therapist in their state, pick which one they want to work with, and then reach out to us, essentially say, this is why I want to work with you guys. And then we get them connected to the therapist, and then it's between them and the therapist. We only work with a therapist from there on. So the veteran and first responder could just focus on therapy and getting the help that they need and that they deserve. Um, and it's cool. It's really rewarding, and it would not be possible without people like you, Freddie, you and your wife being willing to do it at a charity game. Proceeds come to us. If we ended up doing a collab later on, something like all these other companies that are helping us, the podcast sponsorship, everything, like if it wasn't for that, we would not be at $311,000 spent on therapy. Like it would not happen.
it's amazing, and that just speaks in volumes of like the support around here around this, and then you could tell how passionate you are about it,
Mhm.
and just the work that you guys are doing. So we love it, and we're 100% behind it.
Yeah, man. Definitely passionate about it. I honestly care about this more than being a cop. Very open about that. If I could do this as a full-time job, I definitely would.
Yeah,
Hopefully at some point it will get to that point. But as of now, it's just the entire board of directors. We're working our butts off and
yeah,
on a voluntary status and just trying to do literally whatever we can to get people connected. And the nice thing too is we have so many other resources, so many other nonprofit organizations that we work with, and pretty good following on social media. So like if anybody wants to reach out to us and not get connected to therapy, say they needed something else, we can
hmm
easily be like, hey, this is not our niche, right? Like we'll get you connected to a therapist, but reach out to boom, boom, boom. Here, let me do an email introduction so you can get the help that you need. So it's cool, man. It's so cool to have a community where we can raise funds for good causes, take care of each other, and know that the military and first responder community has resources outside the VA, peer support, all that.
yeah, love it. It's amazing.
Yeah, very cool.
That's something that we want to add to our website too. Is we're going to put in sort of a directory for hockey players, vets, and first responders. You can go on there and you can see because there's warrior chapters all over the country. So
hmm
if you have, veterans that are just coming home and they're they're transitioning back into civilian life. Maybe somebody that never even played before, and they just need something to do, or like a small community to get that camaraderie and structure back. Whatever, a lot of guys have gotten into hockey just off of that, and that's what these warrior programs are really amazing for. So we want to add a resource list on our page so that anybody who's on there, you don't have to buy anything. You can just go on there and look up some information and get pointed in the right direction. And for anything for mental health, whatever people need,
Yeah.
whatever resources are out there, that are available, it's good to have them. So
Yep.
look at
Yep.
this word.
Yeah, 100%. And hopefully this podcast will just be the start. Like we could definitely do another one later on. And then if we do end up coming out to New York, like how cool would it be to do a podcast next to like the ice rink?
Oh yeah,
Something, like
awesome.
I just
Yeah,
like mess around and have fun with it too. Like I
yeah.
think it could be a cool thing. So no man, I appreciate your service, what you're doing now, the 100% veteran owned and operated and sticking to that, I think is really cool. Difficult to do, but
Very.
means a lot. So appreciate everything you're doing for the community.
Thank you so much, and we appreciate everything you're doing.
Yeah, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. All we can do is take care of each other, focus on each other, and everything else will work out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what else do you got? Or is that kind of it? I know the wife and the kids took off. You got 3 kids. Wife
Yeah,
took
so you're
off.
driving around. They were trying to find some Christmas lights, and
Yeah.
hopefully there's no meltdowns in the back of the car. You never know. It's you know, but they'll come in the door screaming once they get back home, and somebody will pick up a hockey stick and launch a cupcake through the wall or something.
Sounds about right with the house of
Yeah.
house of boys.
Yeah. We put on the skates in here. It's getting cold now. We don't have the daylight when I get home anymore, so street hockey has ended during the week, and living room hockey has picked up.
Picked up. Yeah.
My wife comes out and she'll be like, "Why are there wheel marks all over the floor?" Because everybody's out here doing hockey stocks in the
Uh-huh.
living room.
Yeah,
But
and I'm sure you're playing with them too.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
we got
yeah.
got
Yeah. I love it. Cool.
absolutely.
Sweet. Well, a quick one, but informative. And obviously, we got some work to do. We'll talk offline, and then we'll keep everybody updated probably in 2026, and we'll kind of just go from there.
Yeah,
Sweet.
sounds good.
All right. The way that we wrap up every single episode, our motto here is one more is one less. It does come from losing friends to suicide, and somebody that was on our podcast mentioned if we can get resources and have one more veteran feel like it's okay to reach out for help, it could be one less suicide.
Hmm.
So what we do is we ask every one of our guests towards the end of the episode what one more is one less means to them. So would love to hear what one more is one less means to you.
For me, it can mean a couple of things. As far as I have guys in my unit that had a very hard time when we got home, and one of them actually came out to New York and got a service dog, and I got to see him again after years, and it's basically saved his life. Was getting a service dog, so the fact that we have the resources and we're able to get them across state lines for guys, it means everything because this guy means a lot to me. And yeah, one more is one less. It means everything. I don't think I can really put it into words because losing people is it's horrible,
Mhm.
absolutely horrible, and that's an undoable thing. So to be here now and to make sure that we can do everything that we can to make sure that everybody stays here, that's something that I think that we're all, that we have to do.
Mhm.
100%.
Yep. Yep.
So I think it's everybody's duty to make sure that if there's something that you can do or someone you can reach out to, do it.
Mm.
Don't overthink it, just do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I like it. No, the buddy check-ins are super important. So
Yeah.
sweet. Yeah, man. everybody's explanation of what one more is, one less is different to them. So it's always cool to
Yeah.
ask everybody at the end.
Yeah.
Um, cool. This wraps it up unless you have anything else, Freddie.
No, no, that's it.
Cool. All right. You can let the wife and the kids in to cause ruckus and everything now since we're done. Sweet. All right, everybody. Well, I hope you enjoyed the quick episode, season 9, episode 19 with Freddie on Long Island. And then stay tuned. Any mission, anywhere, some collabs, some cool stuff, everything for 2026. Sweet. Thanks again, Freddie. Appreciate you, brother.
Thank you so much.
All right, everybody. Take care.